Alright, it is 4th of July weekend. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. A bunch of random movies came out this weekend for the 4th of July, so I thought I'd do a July 4 movie dump. 4 movies for the 4th, 1 dump. A Quiet Place, Day 1. This movie was suckin'. After 2 other Quiet Place movies, we finally get a prequel that shows what happened on Day 1. We're talking hundreds to thousands of these killer aliens. I think the first movie there was like maybe 3. I love this taking place in a city where there's a wide variety of places for them to hide and explore. Even the thought of having large groups of crowds moving quietly got me really anxious. The absolute standout here are the characters. So well written. They have depth and relatability, and that's all that it takes to make me feel feelings. Tiny spoiler, but this is something you figure out in the first 20 seconds of the movie. Lupita Nyong'o, not only does she have cancer, but she's in fucking hospice. Her time on this planet is very limited. This isn't a character that's fighting for her survival. She's fighting for a comfortable death. There's something I don't think I've seen before. Just imagine at the very end of your life, however you die, aliens attacking? She has one specific thing that she wants before she leaves this earth. And you know what? I totally get it. I've seen critics be critical of this one specific thing, but it really is about the smaller things in life. So when she wants this one thing, it's not about the fact that it is this thing she wants. She wants to have a little bit of control, to have something that she wants before she goes. She's been in hospice. She's been hearing all these rules. She doesn't even have control over her own body killing itself. For her to get that one last thing she wants in life, I was all for it. We got tense situations, people dying in cool ways. The characters are great. The pacing is great. The aliens do some new cool stuff we haven't seen before. I only had one complaint. There is a totally unnecessary jump scare. I don't think it should even be in the movie. It was very stupid. There's also this adorable cat in the movie everybody seems to love. I also love it, and I have my own thoughts about what this cat represents. Great movie. It might be my favorite of the 3. I'd have to watch the other ones and think about it for a bit, but I love the setting in a city. Love that setting. Also, like the other movies, I think the ending is fucking perfect. Loved how it ended. Very meaningful. Go see this one. It's great. Horizon, an American Saga. Gonna be honest with you, I only saw this to set my mind at ease to make sure that I was right. Long story short, Variety kept posting on their Instagram during the Cannes Film Festival video after video after video of all these movies getting 7 to 8 minute standing ovations, applauding all these filmmakers on their hard work. I'm sorry, that is obnoxious. I'd say even 30 seconds of a standing ovation is too awkward. 7 to 8 minutes? Anyway, they posted a video of Kevin Costner for Horizon, an American Saga, accepting his 7-minute standing ovation. So I sarcastically commented, listen, if everyone gets a 7-minute standing ovation, then no one really does, right? 2,600 people liked that comment, so I'm just assuming that they agreed with me, so I don't think I'm in the wrong. However, a lot of folks thought I was taking a direct shot at Kevin Costner, which I didn't really mean to. That was not my intention. Here's the thing. I did find it very easy to defend myself when it came to arguing against Kevin Costner having great work. Because let's be real, his work over the years isn't that good. I mean, come on, when's the last time you watched Wyatt Earp? I saw it a few weeks ago. It fucking sucks. And if you're thinking, yeah, Wyatt Earp was good, you're thinking of Tombstone. So then the Rotten Tomatoes scores came out, and I was like, okay, that seems to line up with what I thought this movie would be. Also, those Rotten Tomatoes scores came out before the movie came out, so the critics giving Kevin Costner that 40% Rotten Tomatoes were actually the people that were giving him the standing ovation. You fucking hypocrites. So I went to see it for myself, and yep, I was right. It's not good. Yet. It might be. But so far, it's not great. This is part 1 of 4 parts. and this part 1 was 3 hours long. This movie is messy as fuck, and that's because Kevin Costner just decided to squeeze 10 stories in one movie. And here's what I think happened. I think Kevin Costner woke up one day in a cold sweat. First off, I gotta do my Kevin Costner voice. Oh my god, I'm almost 70, and I got at least 10 ideas for Western movies. I don't got enough life in me or money left in my bank account because of my divorce and my bad choices. I don't got enough left to make my 10 movie ideas. So he took all those ideas and crammed them into one fucking thing. What would normally be a TV series, he clearly doesn't have the money for, so he's just gonna put it in a movie. Into one single saga. An American saga. About people and families moving out west because they saw a fucking flyer. They're moving out west, dealing with stuff out west of that era, like Apaches. Those damn Apaches. And then there's a bunch of other stories being told in different territories out west. Some of them are very stupid with bad acting. Some of them I think were pretty good with good acting. There are so many characters. It took 2 full hours to introduce 40 of them, 40-ish characters, maybe more. So basically, every 20 minutes or so is the beginning of another Western movie. And Kevin Costner is part of one of them. He doesn't have a lot of screen time in this. I'd say maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, of this 3-hour American saga, you only see Kevin for like 20 minutes tops. But now I get why he would need to make 4 parts. For him to make sense of this mess that he started, he would actually need 3 more 3-hour parts. And you know what? If he actually finishes everything, it might be a good 12-hour movie. Until then, it's just kind of this random mess of all these scenes with all these characters that have barely any character development. We really didn't settle into these characters till like the last hour or so. But hey, it's not boring, I'll give it that. If you've got ADD brain and you love Westerns, this is fucking perfect. At the end, there's this weird montage, and I don't know if it's a preview for the next part or a time jump. In this montage, it's just showing us all these clips. We're seeing some serious spoilers. So that leads me to think that they're not actually going to show these later on because he just spoiled everything, right? And if it is a fast forward in time, they're showing us some stuff I really would have liked to see. It's just these chopped up random clips flashing before our eyes, and we don't know yet what they are. One last thing, the music. It's weird. It's like off a lot. There were a lot of moments where the mood and tone of the music wasn't matching what I was seeing. For example, there's this kid who's escaping, the evil Apache Indians because they're evil. He's riding his horse, right? And he's hitting his horse to get it to go faster. And this kid is so terrified he's gonna get caught and he's gonna die. So during this time where this child is scared for his life, so scared that he's hitting his horse, the music is like like this joyful frontier music where you're like, what the fuck is this? I am sweating so much. Yeah, Horizons, an American saga. It's 10 Westerns in one. We'll see what happens. I don't know if any of them are going to be good yet. We'll see. It's a bunch of incomplete stories. So part 2 comes out next month. I'll think about seeing that. I don't know if I got the 3 hours in me to watch. Kinds of kindness. I'm just so perplexed by this. It's so odd. The trailer sells you this like crazy, weird, fantastical Yorgos Lanthimos movie with Emma Stone revving her engine and driving her purple car everywhere. That's like this much of it. It's not what the trailer sells you. It's a collection of 3 separate stories. All of them are just so out there. And they are kinds of kindness. They do show you kinds of kindness. It's Yorgos Lanthimos. He just made Poor Things. I loved that movie. But knowing how this director is, I went into it thinking, all right, I'm going to be ready for some weird shit. And it's more weird than anything else. And these stories are very well acted. They're very well shot. And some parts are even very, very funny. Yorgos has a great sense of humor. It's just that weirdness factor that's cranked too high for me. And I'm always down for weird shit. I love seeing weird shit. You throw a David Cronenberg movie at me, I'm like, let's fucking go. This, though, was out there. Can you guys hear the fireworks? What I think I needed was a more fully rounded story, and when you get movies like this that are just like mini stories, I don't feel like it's a full movie. It's just like a mini series, and I have a hard time with movies that just have parts that aren't really connected. I don't hate it, but it is my least favorite of Yorgos Lanthimos flicks. I think if you're just looking for a good movie to have a fun, casual time, this ain't it. If you are a fan of cinema and love dissecting movies and what things mean, you're gonna have a fucking field day with this. Bottom line, it's weird, horny, and funny. Kinds of kindness. Weird, horny, funny. Yeah. Maxine! This is the third installment of the X trilogy, X, Pearl, and Maxine. And by my count, that's also 3 movies released in 2 years. And that by itself is a crazy accomplishment. I think budget-wise and ambition-wise, Hollywood needs to take some notes. All 3 movies are very different. I do love that. I still think X is my favorite, though. I like that it's a basic slasher, and old people banging really grossed me out, and the alligator creeping up to the girl in the lake freaked me out so much I almost shit myself. Maxine continues the story of our final girl from X. It's 1985. She's a popular adult film star. Now she's making the jump from porn to being cast in an actual movie, a horror flick. She's made it to the big time. Unfortunately, her past and consequences from X have caught up with her. All in all, I did like this, but I definitely had some issues. Somehow, even though it's only like an hour and 40 minutes, it felt long. A movie that short shouldn't feel so long. I think it was because I felt like they were repeating things over and over. The whole like, you've made it to the big time, Maxine, don't screw up this opportunity. That was overused a lot. And also her like looking in the mirror like, I'm a fucking movie star. I do like that they reflect that from the first one because she did that in the first one. One time is enough, okay? There are way too many off-screen deaths. That drives me crazy. Don't kill people off screen. I want to see the gore. The gore that we did get to see, though, it was awesome. There is a bit of a ball buster, though, that I could feel in my stomach. As far as the movie itself goes and filming of the movie, it's very, very 80s. I needed a little bit of modern nuance to it. Yes, I love seeing references to 80s horror. But don't give me all the 80s horror movie tropes. I still acknowledge that I'm seeing a new movie. I would love to be surprised. They just gave me an 80s horror slasher. Was the masked killer supposed to be a surprise? I felt like it was incredibly obvious the whole time. Like, I thought that it was so obvious that they were gonna try to do a twist on the obviousness of who the killer was, and they didn't. And then when it happened, I was like, oh, for real? Why have a mystery element to it at all? In the end, though, I did enjoy it. I had a good time watching. It wasn't like a waste of time. Mia Goth is fantastic. Ty West, as a director, has definitely grown over these 3 movies. I think directing-wise, he did the best here. I love seeing recognizable people, too. Halsey was awesome. Kevin Bacon was in this. He was a treat. As a trilogy, it's not the best I've seen, but I respect what it is and that it exists. Did I expect more? Yeah. Was it fine? Yeah. So, probably see it if you like the other 2. That's 4th of July movie dump. If you've seen any of these movies, you want to talk about them, shoot me a comment. We can chat about it, alright? America. See ya! Subscribe! So I sit down to see Quiet Place. It's a pretty full theater. Big theater. Minding my own business. This girl, she comes up to me, approaches, within my bubble, and she goes, "Hey, Ben, nice to meet you." What? No, I'm not Ben. She says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm here on a blind date." Yeah, it's not me. Sorry. So then she goes, "Oh, my bad. You know what though? I have more food waiting for me in the lobby. Can you hold these?" And hands me her thing of nachos. Sure. So she hands me the nachos, and I take them, And I just start looking for cameras. Is this some kind of fucking joke? Are they playing a prank on me? So I decide to behave myself. As much as I want to dive into these nachos, I'm going to leave them alone. I held them outstretched, being a good guy, just waiting for her to come back. It took 10 fucking minutes. So she comes back. I give her the nachos. Haven't disturbed a single one of them. She sits like 3 seats down from me. She's got popcorn, she's got nachos, she's got all the snacks. She's ready to go for this blind date. Also, who goes to a movie on a blind date? Come on. Movie trailers start. She seems to think we're friends. And listen, at this point, we are bonded through nachos, so I'll give her that. But she starts chatting it up with me. She says she hasn't seen the other 2 Quiet Place movies. I'm like, well, this is a prequel, so maybe if you like this one, then maybe you can watch the other 2. And she just keeps chatting it up. And I'm like, okay. The movie starts. The guy's not showing up. She says one more thing to me. She goes, this isn't a very good first impression, is it? And I look over like, no. So while the movie's going, we both mind our own business, enjoy the movie. The dude never shows up. Kind of a dick move. Credits roll. Everybody starts getting up to go. I get up. I just kind of look back at her and just like, do you like it? And she goes, yeah, it was really good. And I just go, all right. And then I leave. And I was on my way home when it hit me. What if this poor girl who got ditched on a blind date thinks that I was the guy and I just wasn't interested when I saw her? I really, really hope that that's not the case, but it weighs on me. Mystery Nacho Girl, if by chance you ever see this, it wasn't me. I'm not Ben, okay? I hope someday you find your Prince Charming. It's not me. Later.